The Baltimore Ravens are officially on the clock. If this is your first time seeing me today, I was not home during the Ravens' first two picks of the day. Very excited. I'm now live reacting to the Ravens pick in real time. So I am watching it on the NFL draft stream. The Ravens are on the clock. They've taken Carson Vincent. They've taken Teddy Buchanan. Really happy with where they've gone so far. If I'm looking at the draft board, I'm thinking I want to go cornerback. I'm thinking I want to go wide receiver. Dorian Strong just went to the Buffalo Bills, but we now have six sixth-round picks. I would be shocked if one of these is not used on a kicker. I don't necessarily think this is the pick to take kicker, but if we do at some point in the sixth round take a kicker, do not be surprised. There's a bunch of kickers that could get drafted. I think the Ravens, are doing good so far, but they're officially on the clock. I'm really excited to see who they take. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on all the Ravens picks so far. Also, check out the other videos. I wasn't home, so I just posted them. I just got caught up for this pick. I caught up and I was like, oh wait, they're on the clock. I can start recording and get my live reaction to the pick. Shout out to Shedeur Sanders, ended up getting taken. Shout out to my guy, Alec Manor, was really hoping that the Ravens could snag him because he was falling. But so far, I'm really happy with the two guys that we've taken so far. When you think about, Vincent being just 6'7", very strong, very athletic. The Ravens pick is already in, so we'll see when they actually flash it across the screen. It's going to be my first time seeing it today, but pick 178. There's a lot of guys available, and there's some good wide receivers. I see that there was the receiver from I think New Mexico State is available. The Tez Johnson is available. I don't necessarily think that that's the guy the Ravens will go with, but I think corner is kind of where I'm looking because we just don't have a lot of depth there. But I think so far they've had a terrific draft. They've drafted one offensive player. All the others have been, or I'm sorry, they drafted two. They drafted two offensive linemen. But I think they're doing a really good job of getting diversity. They're getting, they've gotten a linebacker, they've gotten an edge, they've got a safety, they've got two O linemen, one that's kind of a developmental guy, one that can play right away, potentially shift over to guard. And so I think they've done a pretty darn good job so far. The ESPN is saying key departures are Makari, Brandon Stevens, Josh Jones, Malik Harrison, and Chris Ford. I'd agree with that. I think we've done a good job. I think replacing every single one of those guys. We've gotten a linebacker. We've gotten everything else. But the Baltimore Ravens pick is in. The Baltimore Ravens, with the 178th pick in the NFL draft, have selected Bilhal Kone, Western Michigan cornerback. Like I said, I feel like they're going to go in the cornerback direction. Bilhal Kone, ESPN just flashed on the screen, 70 tackles last year, 45 solo, 2 fumble recoveries. Also played at Iowa Central Community College and Indiana State. This is somebody that I think the Ravens were targeting in this draft because, they traded back, but they turned that pick card in right away. They wanted a cornerback. They were able to get somebody that's fast, somebody that has, proper size. I'm actually going to look up his stats right now. Let's see his exact stats because I don't know them off the top of my head. It says 4.43 40-yard dash, measured in at 6'1". Like I said, he has good size, 190 pounds, a little bit lean there, but very tall and somebody that might need to develop a little bit. But at the same time, I think we have our cornerbacks that are starters pretty well set. And getting depth at the corner position is huge for us right now. It's the position of biggest need of depth because we did lose a lot of our cornerbacks. And we just, right now, Cheeto Awuzie is our starting cornerback alongside Nate Wiggins and Marlon Humphrey. After that, we have a lot of question marks, right? I love TJ Tampa. I think he's a really good player. But will TJ Tampa be able to contend and, potentially be a starter? We'll have to see. He wasn't able to stay healthy last year. And then you look at it from the perspective of Jalen Armour-Davis. He's been developing for a long time. He's been hurt in and out of the lineup. We'll see what happens with him. But I think that Bilhal Kone is a really, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I have not scouted him as much as some of the other corners that will get taken today. But good speed, good size. And, I think that's something that the Ravens want to look for. They drafted Brandon Stevens because of speed and size. and they developed him. And Brandon Stevens didn't turn into the perfect player, but they made him a lot better. Just didn't end up working out with Brandon Stevens. But I think this is a good pick. It's the position I was looking for. I'd assume he was the best on the board. This was so fast I didn't even get a chance to look at who was available. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe for more. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Bilhal Kone, the newest Baltimore Raven. Welcome to the flock.